Greetings, YouTube followers. In this episode, we explore the high country of the Kaibab Plateau. Have to break out the chainsaw and also use the winch to remove a couple large trees, blocking travel into the area from Fire Point over to Timp Point. Okay, full drive low with a locker to cross all those logs. 33-inch rubber on the Tacoma and 17-inch wheels. Those make a huge difference. Okay, I'll put the video up there from the truck. But the first, probably impassable tree of the day that nobody has tried to cut or was willing to cut. But they did do a pass around it here, and I'll show it to you. I probably could try this, but the problem with that is I'm having a long bed Tacoma with the extended length wheelbase. It's pretty tight through here. Especially this tree here. And that stuff down there. So I'm not 100% sure what fit through here. It must have been probably either, an old school Jeep, or God forbid, like a Suzuki Samurai or piece of crap like that. Trust me, I've had a couple of those, and it was a happy day when I sold them. I'll tell you what. I mean, sure, I wish I would have kept them to sell them now to get the big bucks for them, but man, those things are junk. I mean, look at the size of this behemoth here. She's been dead a long time. She's rotten. So, well, I'm not real keen about doing this going around. So they're going to break out the saw and cut that up. We'll open up the road for somebody else. There are some places I had to put her in. We did triple lock crawl. I'll put that on here too, from the footage from the truck. I had to crawl over it, low range with the locker. There's like 3 trees back to back to back. I probably could have cut them, but wasn't up for it. This one, I don't have a whole lot of choice. Plus, we'll use a winch and pull it out of the way. All right, let's get to it. Let's get this thing cut up. All right, well, let's talk about that for a little bit. If it's catches on camera, it'll be on the truck. I was outside the Triangle of Death. My tow vehicle, empty, or my Tacoma, weighs 6,000 pounds. So I've got the park and brake on, and it's in park with the emergency brake on, and this is not that heavy. This is a 12,000 pound winch, and if you want to know the specs on the gear I'm using, I'll show them to you right now. So this soft shackle is rated for 45,000. This pulley is rated for 41,000. This tree saver is rated for 30,000, and the other tree saver, I believe, is rated for 30,000 also. So that should give you an idea. So 12,000 pound winch, 6,000 pound truck, empty, but it's full of gear, so it's probably close to 65. And plus, this was a block and tackle with a tree saver off a tree, so that will divert some energy onto the tree and not pull on the truck 100%. So as you can see, I've got, well, I'll show it to you here. One tree down and one to go. So there's actually two that fell side by side. I imagine the one up the hill probably fell first and took out the second one. So we're going to trim this tree back because we're going to pull this one pretty much in the same spot. So I may run out of battery before that happens, but I'll leave it set up as long as I can till it runs out of battery or runs out of memory. One of the two things. All right. Plus, you know, I've got to edit all this crap. Hey, it's me. Gonna move you to a safe spot. All right, that is big enough. We'll trim that back. And that is definitely big enough for a Tacoma to fit through. So we'll edit this out and time lapse it or something like that. But just, you know, testing gear. The only way to get good at using this stuff is to practice or at a World War application. I don't know if you want to see testing strength in some of the new stuff like Casey Liddell does with his stuff, but he's heavy into Yankum stuff. That stuff's just recently come out. I'm heavy into Factor 55 stuff, so that stuff's been around forever. It's bomb proof. I really like it, and it's quite expensive, so I'm not just going to throw it away to switch over to Yankum. If I build a second vehicle, then it'll get new stuff, because this stuff will stay with this vehicle. But anyway, that's how it works. So, oh, and the winch pulling power. So I have a dual battery system that interlink together, and if I run the alternator, it charges them both. So you've got a crap load of power. This second pull, I only use the accessory battery because it's getting power from the solar panel, so it's charging as we're pulling. But it's not that big of a log. It's not heavy, and I am statch block, so that reduces the stress, and it also increases the power of this winch. I'm not saying it's a 2-to-1. It's a 12,000 pound winch, but I'm just saying it gives it a little more pull power. And I'm going to start trimming here. Okay, and in the camera, I have the music playing in the truck lightly. That's so I can hear it when it shuts off, because Tacomas play for 20 minutes, and then the battery shuts off. Alrighty, I'll catch up with you again later. Look at this treat right here. What do you think of that? So it's sitting on an aspen, it's splitting, but I don't have a big enough saw to cut this beast. And there's another one across the road, so it looks like they've made a trail around it, so we're going to back up and go around. That's pretty interesting though. I'll give you a size spec here. That's me, a big fat head. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, this is from a fire in 18 or 15, so pretty interesting stuff though. Need to get a mount for the Tacoma on the inside so I can talk to you while I'm driving, I guess, like some people do. You know, I never set out to this to make money. This is just for fun and to show my friends what I've been up to, especially back home. Anyway, so I'm gonna get around this thing. I'll catch up with you again. Good morning, folks. It's Willie here. It is Sunday, June the 25th, I believe, at about 6:30 in the morning. It's currently about 53 degrees. Got down into the high 40s last night. Don't exactly how low, but got pretty chilly. Wind was blowing a little bit last night, so I got a little cold, but toughed it through okay. Getting ready to break camp. Give you a quick tour. Set up the awning last night. I just took the screen walls down that I got from something else. I've got to probably invest in some kind of probably need to get like an official bug room or something like that, one of those ones that clips on really quick, because it worked last night, but it was the bugs were pretty bad. Not like Alaska kind of bugs, but enough of that. Did use the shower set up last night. The geyser system works phenomenal. I hope if your guys ever decide to ever buy anything. So what I did last night was I used the solar shower, this thing here, which holds like 5 gallon, I think. I only put like two and a half gallon in it. Let it heat up all day. And then I hung that from a tree, and I let that funnel right into the geyser system, into this, and just looked like a long continuous shower for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. But anyway, it worked great. I just use a blue tarp to stand on. I've talked about this before, where a lot of people carry fancy stuff with them. Just a simple blue tarp on the ground, keep your feet from getting muddy. You know, find a little angle someplace and take a shower, and just drying everything out. Super light works well. Slept with just the screens last night to keep the bugs out. That's probably why it was a little windy, but I'm not going to complain. Mattress did okay. It's not the best. It's not a hiker with a 8-inch memory foam in it, but it did all right. And I'm going to break camp and head off up to dry camp and stop at the tower and see if Gary's working, and then run from there to Jacob Lake. I'll give you updates along the way. Have a good morning.